Hello. Well, I'm here. Said 7 o'clock. So, right. Say something. Right. Get this set up. Right. Well, I'm on. I'm live. So I've said I'd meet people here at 7 o'clock, and obviously just me here. I think. Yeah. So I thought I'd start tonight's stream with. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just check something. Right. Here we go. Yes. Hang on. Hang on. Just got to go Google Cast. I'm just telling somebody I'm on. Right, that's done. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Today's show. What? I just wanted to know what people's thoughts are about the Buffy remake. What's your favourite? Hang on. I better sort that out. Whoops. Better sort that out. Right. Yeah. Just coming out with. What's your thoughts on the new Buffy series that's coming next year? You know, can they pull it off? I don't want to get all sorts of Justice Warrior about it. It's about the quality of the programme. If the actors are good, from whatever background, I don't care. If they can recreate that magic of the original series, I'll be very happy. And I hope Josh is involved. I just hope it's not like a cheap knockoff of such an iconic series like Buffy. I mean, I really got into Buffy. I bought all the VHS box sets, you know. So I really did like Buffy. But I've got to admit, I'm a big fan of Angel, especially season 5 and 4. I didn't like, I wasn't a big fan of Angel season 2. But yeah. Hello, Daniel. How are you, mate? How are you today? I'm good, mate. Yeah, I've come on for about an hour. Another test show. Yeah, I'm talking about the remake, the Buffy remake, and what's the best Marvel TV series on the telly. So I'm just wondering if anybody's like, what their favourite is. It the Netflix? Is it the Marvel Netflix series, or is it? Have you seen? I might change. We're talking about the new Marvel. What's your favourite Marvel series from Netflix to all the others, like Cloak and Dagger or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'd like to tell me why, which is your favourite series and why. Also, I'm going to be debating the new Buffy reboot. Daniel says, I wish the Buffy reboot was a continuation of season 8. I totally agree. It would be nice to see what the Slayers are doing 20 years later. I really do, because Buffy went off towards the end of season 7. She set up a whole load of new Slayers, didn't she? You know, and when she did that, they went off somewhere and she trained like a battalion of Slayers, because she undid that magic where certain girls were chosen to be Slayers, so quite a lot of them. So I think some of them turned up in Angel as well, like from Buffy. You know, I mean, Buffy had some amazing characters. You know, it really did. All the way through. I mean, it started wonderfully in the first season, and then slowly it just grew with each season. And each season had its identity, and Buffy took on the major big bad at the end. My favourite big bad in Buffy was the Lord Mayor. I just thought he was an excellent. He was like a villain with etiquette and manners, which was sort of interesting, you know. So, Daniel, have you? So, what have you been watching recently? That they did, yeah. I agree. I mean, you know, rebooting. If you're going to bring Buffy back, make it a continuation. That I just fed up of reboots. I've said, have you seen the trailer for the new Charmed? I just switched it off. And to be honest, I was half and half on Charmed anyway. I thought it ran too long. No, mine's changed. We're on about TV programs, not the Marvel movies. But Civil War was superb Marvel movie. It was. You should read the graphic novels. They're absolutely spectacular. Hello, Jane. How are you? Iron Cape. Iron Cage, yeah, definitely Luke Cage and Iron Fist for me. I used to buy the comics because they were a top selling comic back many years ago. How are you, Jen? Have you had a good bank holiday? Which Star Wars have you been watching, Daniel? All right, that's it. You're on about the new Picard series. Yeah, Reliant. Makes you wonder if he's going to get a ship like he's going to get a Reliant ship, you know, Reliant class starship. I've been wondering that, you know, about the Vulcan thing, which should be interesting. Yes, Hush, I remember Hush. That was a classic episode. I think that was in that season 4 with the Initiative when they created the cyborg demon. Adam, was it Adam? Yes, that's what I thought. It is Iron Fist mind to change. Yeah, the new Star Trek is going to be interesting. We're not going to get it till next year, though. I think I think the scripts. Apparently, Patrick Stewart said the scripts are going to be. He's got a general idea of what it's about, and he's very happy with where the character's gone 20 years later. I think they can, yeah. I think they should be able to use the Enterprise. I know it's a difficult one with the copyright Star Trek with Paramount and CBS. It's really messed up because the company back in the 90s or early 2000s, it got split, sold it off, got split in two, and half the rights went from one side to other. But yeah, I agree. I don't think Picard will get the Enterprise. Well, he's an admiral now, so it'll be like a fleet admiral. Hello, YC Callum. Yeah, I did. Yeah, is that the one with Peter Davison? Yeah, it's out in November. I got the Tom Baker one, which I think has got some of his best episodes on. I don't know. I was hoping to release the first 3 years actually, for me, you know. But I know I got Spearhead from Space on Blu-ray, which I absolutely adore his first episode. Daniel, what Star Wars film were you watching, mate? Also, Daniel, I don't think the JJ Star Trek 4 movie is going to be happening. You know. I don't know. Well, they're going to have to evolve it from next gen, aren't they? So, and with Discovery is quite dark in places. But Discovery did have episodes where it were like classic Star Trek. You know. So, I don't know. I'd like to know what happens after the Dominion War. 20 years old. Where's the Dominion at now? The Borg, after Janeway did them in the final episode, and because they suffered when they lost that transport, but the Borg suffered major damage, big time. I remember Marmalade Atkins. You're going back years ago. I do remember it vaguely. Hey, what's it? Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry. Last film for me was terrible, Daniel. Not Solo, the one before. I don't even want to mention the name of that film, but there's been script leaks. Have you seen the news that's been leaked that Rey's pregnant to Kylo Ren, and that they have this power that they can appear in front of each other and stuff? I mean, it's one of the rumors, and Luke Skywalker's going to be a ghost. And it's set on the planet Lothal, which is going to be interesting. I remember Supergram with Mac Tavish, with the evil Scottish Mac Tavish. Yeah, I remember. What a cool soundtrack as well. She got hit by a beam and she became Supergram. That was just Supergram, crazy. Great soundtrack though for credits. So no, I don't know. So what do you think to the Buffy remake then? Are you all happy with that? Or do you think it should be just left alone? And that they create something new? I mean, there is things they could take out of the Buffyverse. I mean, there were other characters, really. Well, they were going to do a series, weren't they? The Watcher with Giles. Do you remember Giles? But that got cancelled. I think the BBC were going to be involved in that. Daniel, I hope they can get something like at the Deep Space Nine level. You get everything in that. You get the darkness, the continual story arc, and then you get the episode where you get like the moral implications of a decision and stuff. You know, I think Deep Space Nine for me had it perfectly for Star Trek. It's the best Star Trek they've ever made for me. Yes, I read Okiara. Yeah, Ian Cuthbertson. Is he still alive then? Yeah, I remember Budgie. My parents used to watch Budgie. We used to get it on ITV on a Friday night, Yorkshire TV. Budgie. Remember Shelley as well? Oh, the Buffy movie. That was terrible, but the concept was that was Christy Swanson, isn't it? I don't know what happened to her. She just disappeared after that. But Donald Sutherland with that. I mean, the concept were all there, weren't they? But apparently, Joss Whedon didn't have a lot to do with that film. It went in a totally different direction to where he wanted it to go. So I don't think he owned the rights at the time. You know, he sold it because that was one of his first films, I think he did. But it got him through the door. Well, Well, no, I know what you're saying, Daniel. I really do about Star Trek and Paramount, and it's a minefield. I mean, look at the Axonar saga with what's happened with that, with Star Trek stuff, you know. But I mean, they are using the Enterprise. It's turned up in Discovery Universe in final episode. So, I mean, you can't put Picard back on Enterprise. It's 20 years on. But Paramount and CBS, if there's money involved, trust me, they'll work on this. You know, if there's money in this, they will, you know. People want to start at back. Discovery, I like Discovery because they took it in a different way, which has been interesting. But where, you know, what's going to happen with the Picard series, I don't know. But apparently we're going to get a lot of answers. What we're reading, we're going to get a lot of answers to questions we've been waiting 20 years for. Red Hulk, I have got Children of the Stones on DVD. And you know, that music freaks me out. It's on YouTube, the whole series. You can watch it. And it is an amazing series. I watched it as a kid. And I watched it with a friend last year, actually, around his house. And I'll tell you, it's so intelligent. Gareth Thomas. And when they leave, it's like it's starting again. But did you know there was a sequel? Red Hill. There is a sequel to Children of the Stones. There was a book released a few years later. I think it Returned to the Stones. I forgot the name. I tried to find out what it was about on Wikipedia, but there wasn't much on it. But there was a second book where they go back to that village. I mean, it just freaked me out. Do you remember the credits with the stones going around the actual village, which were just, I mean, it just freaked me out. I mean, that was hardcore drama. It didn't cost a lot of money, but it had enough creepiness in there to freak you out. When all them people stood outside on a night together, all holding hands, and they all turned to stone and crazy. And that was a kids' program. Well, this is the Daniel. This is the debate I've been having. Is Discovery canon? Apparently, it is. You know, I know there's some discontinuation errors with Klingons and all this, but apparently Discovery is. But then somebody said last week that is part of the Kelvin timeline, which I hope it isn't. Time travels. Well, I like time travel, don't get me wrong, but a lot of programs tend to look for me. Time travel, there's only one man who can get away with doing what he wants with, or woman now. There's only one person who can get away with time travel and just turn it crazy, and that's the Doctor. I like that. Everywhere else, I think the rules of time travel's got to stay in. And Star Trek has used time travel to get itself out of stuff. Like the Voyager final two-part, it's good, but time travel got them home, and that would a cop out for me. It was cop out. They shouldn't have done that. Hi, Pooh Man, Poop. Cheers, bud. Thank you very much. 100 subs, yeah. I'm trying to get to 1,000, so I'm at 712 now. So, but thanks for being with us, buddy. It means a lot. Red Oak, yeah, I adore Linda Carter. Yeah, totally adore her. Daniel's at Red Oak, never knew about it. Yeah, I'll try and get the information, but Google it. Honestly, there's a book, and I've been trying to get hold of it for years. I'd really like to know what happens back in that village. Well, apparently next series, Daniel, original Klingons are coming back. Yeah, I like Capaldi as well. I thought it was awesome, Doctor. Jane, I'm sorry, Jane. My comment, please. Hang on. Yes, I agree. Right. I'd like to see a remake. Hang on, Jane. I'm reading now. I'd like to see a remake of Supergirl and Buffy because the movie is awful in my opinion. Yeah, the original Supergirl movie was terrible. I went to the cinema to say that. I was extremely disappointed. And you're right, the original Buffy movie was awful. I've actually got it on DVD. But it did open the door to the Buffy TV series. So we have that to thank for it, I suppose. Redo, what did you think of Colin Baker as the Doctor? I quite like Colin Baker. Do you remember what were it? The Trial of a Time Lord? That big, massive, long story arc with the Vervoids and that, where he met the Valyard. I found that quite memorable. I don't think Colin Baker got a decent enough chance at it. I didn't like the coat. I've got to admit, I thought his costume was terrible, but I thought he, as the Doctor, was good. I think his best episode was the one with the Daleks, when it crosses over. You remember him from Howard's Way, when he was like a police officer and they were assassinating people. Then he worked for the Cybermen. It was like them two episodes. I've actually got them, but I forgot what they're called. I really enjoyed it. I've never, to be honest, Daniel, I've never been a big fan of. Hang on, how do you feel about Last Doctor? I found some of the Doctor Christmas specials that have been terrible, but I did enjoy the last one. The best Christmas specials for me is the David Tennant ones, but I did enjoy the last one, and I'm open to Jodie Whittaker. I ain't got a problem with it. It's going to be interesting where they're going to take it. Daniel, hang on, Red Oak, just reading now. What is your favourite big? All right, yeah, it's the Cybermen one and the Trial of a Time Lord, which it was long. I bought it on VHS. I think it came in like a TARDIS box set. It was crazy. Oh God, I remember still. Vengeance on Varos. Yeah, because his boss wanted Perry's brain. Do you remember that? Trial of the Time Lords. Yeah, his boss, the other slug-like creature, wanted Perry's brain, didn't he? You know, that were crazy, disgusting creatures, so. I think, Jane, I think with Sylvester McCoy, he never got a shot because the BBC were trying to get rid of it and they really took it to, like, they really tried to downgrade it. But I've met Sylvester McCoy a few times and I've got a couple of friends that cosplay him. And he has got some decent episodes in there. There is one or two decent episodes. The one with the Cybermen, I forgot what it's called now, Silver something, where the Cybermen are after the Time Lord Living Metal. And there's the Dalek one as well with Davros. They said, what was it, Silver Arrow? I forgot what it's called, but with the one with the Brigadier, where the Brigadier turns up, where they're looking for Excalibur from another dimension, and they release the beast, and the Brigadier hits the Doctor and shoots it, gives it 3 rounds rapid with his revolver. I think Stephen Moffat was Daniel. I think Stephen Moffat was so overrated. Such a talented writer, but look what he did to the final season of Sherlock. Who is my favourite Doctor Who alien baddie? That's a difficult one because I keep changing every year. Favourite baddie? The Master's too obvious. I do like Omega. I really do like Omega. I think there's a lot more they could do with Omega. I found Davros got a bit monotonous. That's right, he did, Daniel. He did. Yeah, I like Sarah Jane Adventures. They were very good. I picked up a Sonic lipstick from a pound shop a few years ago. It's worth about £90 now. I couldn't believe it. I paid £1 for it. They were selling all like stuff off, Doctor Who stuff at pound shop. And I bought, they had quite a bit in. I bought it all up. Got it all in a big box. Never opened it. But yeah, she was lovely, wasn't she, Sarah Jane? I like Jo Grant as well. She's my all-time favourite assistant. Riddle, am I a fan of Lord of the Rings Hobbit movies? I love The Hobbit. I found Lord of the Rings just went on too long for me. I enjoyed it. I saw all three at cinema, but I was bored stiff. And there were big chunks of it where I was just bored. Hang on. Oh, the Prisoner remake. It was. I mean, they got the cast for it, didn't they? Ian McKellen and what was it? Banner, the actor Banner. It was. Well, it was all right, but it wasn't like the original. I've been to Port Merion 3 times, and the original series, the writing, the atmosphere, and the '60s craziness that went with the original Prisoner. I don't think you can ever replicate it. No, I want a big fan. I've actually got it, the remake of Prisoner. Hang on. Right. I'll be with you in a sec, Jen. I'm just reading this. Daniel's. Yeah, right, Riddle. Yes, Daniel, I'm very excited for the Star Wars live action series. There's the new Dark Lord in it as well. It's going to be interesting. Set during the original movies as well, which I'm very happy about. Hang on, Jane. Right, the episode Dave the Clown from Sarah Jane. Oh yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that, Jane. It is a creepy episode. I mean, it's there was some really good writing for that. Yes, Red Hulk. I'm a massive fan of the new Avengers. I've got the box set. Yeah, I actually like Gambit and the stage and some crazy villains. When the Cybernauts come back, and that guy turns himself into a half-human Cybernaut, and then they use super glue on him and get him all stuck. And what about with the Nazis as well that are killing people with fishing rods up in Scotland? That's fantastic. Well, I'd like to, with Star Wars, I would like to delve in the years after Jedi to see what happened. I know we know. Have you read the books, Daniel? Aftermath series. Should give them a go. Aftermath. It's the 3 books that sort of after the Battle of Jakku and that one when the Empire lost and the Emperor kicked in his plan, Operation Cinder, to destroy the Empire. And then them at Worthing would go out to the unknown reaches of space. But it would have been nice to know what actually happened around the galaxy politically. Yeah, the Aftermath books are brilliant. I do recommend it. Oh, yes, I've heard that as well, Jane, about Rian Johnson. He's a good director. But they've got to get Henry Cavill back. He's superb Superman. It brings that realistic quality to it. Red Hulk, I refuse to accept the existence of them films. I really do. I refuse to accept it. I went to a convention a couple of years ago in Norwich. And I was absolutely hammered outside the hotel bar. And me and some Star Wars fans got into a massive debate about the movies. About the consistency errors in them films with the rest of the Star Wars universe. Did you know that the Ewoks were cannibals? That they were vicious little creatures? Or if you read Aftermath, they're vicious little monsters. No, the TV. No, I've heard the TV series, Daniel. Apparently, it's going to be set after Jedi. But you may be right. There's so much out there now. I mean, somebody's leaked the script for the next Star Wars film, but I don't know if that's true. I know Kathleen Kennedy's. I think she's left now, hasn't she? I mean, she's suffered a massive backlash. I think they should leave her alone, though. Oh, cheers, Daniel. Yeah, it's the Harry Potter store in King's Cross is a nice shop. The old queue, you know, where you push your trolley through the wall. I mean, they come from all over the world for that. Standard queues are like a mile long. It's free, but the shop is incredibly overpriced for what it is. You're talking £30-40 for a wand, and it's just a piece of plastic and a bit of wood. Won't pay it. Hi, Mr. W. That's all right, bud. Have you had a good bank holiday? We're talking about Buffy and what's everybody's favourite Marvel series, and of course, other stuff, you know. But it's good to see you. Actually, it's good to see you all, actually. It's great, you know. Starting to enjoy these sessions, you know, when we all sort of talk to each other. Daniel, Darth Sidious versus Lord Voldemort. My money's on Sidious because I'll tell you why Darth Sidious would outdo Lord Voldemort. Right? Sidious had a 40-year plan in operation, a 1,000-year plan, which you were part of. And he manipulated all the political factions in the galaxy to slaughter each other and became the emperor of the galaxy. Voldemort never did that. I know Voldemort was powerful, but I find that, to me, my money would go on Sidious every time. Sidious, to me, if you had a favourite all-time baddie, Sidious is up there and definitely in the top 3 of being the ultimate villain. It makes Darth Vader look wonderful. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but he's also got magical abilities as well, like Voldemort. So he's got everything, hasn't he? Plus, he's got an interstellar empire at his command. But yeah, I did with my dad when I was a kid. Yeah, I think I'm going to the Star Trek exhibition in October. It's just when I get the time to get up there, you know, because I've got a lot on this year. Yeah, but Darth Sidious versus Lord Voldemort. Yeah, well, I think in power as well, because like if you look into Sidious Palpatine or Sidious, he's when a Dark Force user becomes incredibly powerful, they get eaten up inside by the dark side of the Force, don't they? You know, to take on. That's why they're all like mutated looking and stuff. You know. Which is sort of incredibly interesting. Voldemort, I don't know how many got defeated. I mean, he's trying to take over the school, isn't he? All right, the land or the Hogwarts or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry, no, Sidious for me. If anybody can counterbalance that, let me know. That'd be an interesting one, Sauron versus Darth Sidious. It would be an interesting one. But if you look into the book, Sauron serves in a higher power. Sidious don't. So I'd go with Sidious. Plus the Death Star blow Middle-earth out of the sky. It would. Put it in orbit over Middle-earth, it would just vaporise it. So, and the Death Star would take out the Dark Tower. But it would be good to see a battle between Sauron and Sidious, who would win. My money's on Sidious. Oh God, you're going back, Riddle. Yeah, the K9 series. Yeah, they have They had Sarah Jane and K9, that one-off thing, didn't they? Because I got it with the Doctor Who DVD. I remember that. But then Channel 5 of it, the K9 series that came out on Channel 5, I don't think that had anything to do with Doctor Who universe, did it? But I did see it, and he were a bit more groovier looking, wasn't he, K9? But, yeah, the Death Star, yeah. Well, to be honest, as Daniel said, as Daniel said, who would win between Sauron and Sidious? Sidious, you know, there's very few villains that could take Sidious on. Dan, do I watch DBZ? No, don't, Daniel. No, don't watch it. No. Favorite Star? Well, it's not. Well, favorite Star Wars computer game, the original Battlefront for PlayStation 2. Don't even start me on about the last Star Wars Battlefront. Complete rip-off. I bought the first one for PlayStation 4, nearly binned it. You know, and I did like Republic Commando. Remember Republican Commandos for PS2? Show it up, that was good. But yeah, the original Battlefronts were super for PlayStation 2. Hello, Robocop. Yeah, Battlefront games on PS2, definitely. I totally agree. Well, from what I read about Rey, she's like the Force gives many people many different abilities. But this is all speculation and it's not confirmed. With Rey, apparently she was born with Force. You know, like certain animals pass on memories. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they know when they're born, they know they've got memories of the parents. It's like that's some kind of Force ability she's got, you know. So, but that's what I've read, and that's what some people have said. But she's only just discovering her ability, because the Force, it works in a way like where Sidious were completely malevolent, because him and his master. If you go back to Sidious, Darth Plagueis, his master, they actually use Force magic to control the Force. They actually tried to bend it to their will. They did manage to cover themselves from the Jedi so they couldn't be sensed. But for everything you do with the Force, especially when you're trying to control it, it will counteract. So whereas like there's somebody on the dark side, it was an opposite will appear eventually. The Force will correct it. But that's what I've read. That's what I've read in books. But that's just, I could be wrong. Somebody might have more knowledge than me. Yeah, well, this is it. You see, the interesting thing, the one good thing, Daniel, about the Star Wars movies is that Luke Skywalker, there's about the balance, and that's the key to it all. So it's to balance both sides and keep them equal, where that's how it should work. Because too much of good is a bad thing, and so much of dark side is a balance. It's an eternal battle. But there's something in the middle who's going to bring balance, and you know. But the Force counteracts all the time. Right, just let me get it right. People are Red Hulk. Yes, I did. Red Hulk. I loved Planet of the Apes. I loved Planet of the Apes TV series. Superb, and I would have liked that to have continued. Apparently, if they'd have gone to season 2 on Planet of the Apes, the TV series, they would have ended up in the negative zone. But it's interesting, the old Planet of the Apes thing, because every film's connected, even the new ones. Because when Taylor went through the light barrier and they destroyed the Earth at the end in Planet of the Apes 2, the Underdwellers, when they let that nuke off, that opened a rip in time. Because in the Tim Burton one, dare I say it, which I didn't mind, did you see that energy leaking out of that vortex? Well, that's from the explosion when Charlton Heston destroyed that planet, and it opens up parallel timelines. So Taylor and Burke and them astronauts, they'd probably come from the same timeline, but when they went through, they crossed into other parallel timelines. Because it's just, what time travel's like. It's like the Doc's all wibbly wobbly wimey and that. But that's one of my theories about Planet of the Apes. But there was a good book that came out a couple of years ago by Blam Publishers. Answers a lot of questions in the original trilogy. But the TV series, I loved it. I loved General Loco. And who played General Loco? Mark Leonard, Spock's dad. So this is like Planet of the Apes. So the Force got really powerful. I don't know everything about the Force, Daniel, but the Force, I don't think it's meant to be controlled. It's part of the universe. Which TV series or cartoon live action? Robocop. Best TV series for me, I'd say, was Dungeons and Dragons. The original, going back a few years. I just absolutely adored that TV series. And Thundercats. Red Oak, did I like Omega Man? Yeah, got it. Super film. I liked I Am Legend, but there was, before Charlton Heston did Omega Man, what's he called? Vincent Price did one years before, and it had another name. It was more or less based on the book. It's more to the book, because I think it was vampires in the book. Yeah, I agree. But apparently, that's why the Tim Burton one is in the mega box set for Planet of the Apes. The original movies and TV series. I did like Planet of the Apes cartoon series as well. The artwork for it is pretty superb. But the cartoon series is on YouTube, so you can watch it on there. Hang on, guys, trying to catch up. Mr. W, I like it when they call it. Yeah, I agree. Well, that's my theory of how it's all linked together. When Earth was destroyed by Beneath in the Planet of the Apes, Sarah and Cornelius was thrown back in time. That's what I've just said about it all being connected. Right, hang on, Jen. People wanted Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, him fighting the same Jedi. Imagine Luke jumping the same as Yoda. I agree. The trouble for me with The Last Jedi, I felt incredibly cheated. There were moments in the film which were very good, Jen, but I wanted Luke Skywalker either to be killed by Snoke or take him down. I wanted that, like the old Jedi Master takes on the old evil, And Snoke, well, apparently we're going to find out more of Snoke's origin. Some books coming out, and in the next film we're going to start getting answers. And it's rumoured in the new cartoon series that's coming, the one set against the First Order, there's going to be a big mention about him in there. So we are going to get his origin story. Red Hulk. Martin, have you ever seen Vincent Price? Yes, I've seen Dr. Phibes, yeah. I think, and the return of Dr. Phibes as well. Is that where it's where it's shrinking people, isn't it? It's been years since I've seen them. God, you're going back there, Red Hulk. Robocop. I ate the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie. The makeup was fantastic. I'm gonna be ashamed. I liked it. I did. I know it had its faults. It did, but I didn't mind it. I would have liked to see the apes more with guns and stuff. But I did like Mike Wahlberg. But it can't beat the original classics. No way. And the makeup was awesome. Well, Daniel, time travel's a bit of a weird one because when we all saw Back to the Future and in number 2, when he explained about going back and altering time, well, like 20 years after that, quantum mechanics have said that it's not like that now. That apparently I can go back in time, kill somebody, and then come back and it won't affect me, but it's just created another timeline. It's like, because nature is the universe, isn't it? So it's the same thing. So nature protects itself so that you create a parallel timeline. But the timeline you come back to, it's your own timeline, or you could be sent sideways. I don't know. I think the Doctor had it right. It's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, Oh, Jane, I'm not. Look. People have given that film a bad time. Like I said, I did a review and I felt very cheated with it personally, but I'm not gonna protest it and get. If people enjoyed it, I've got friends. One of my best friends, he adores that movie. He thinks it's the best Star Wars movie ever made, and I've had big debates with him about that film, and I enjoy the debating. For me, I felt cheated, but I love Captain Phasma. I've got Captain Phasma's hot toy, and I love, honestly, Captain Phasma. I just wish she'd have been used more. I really do. What an awesome character, and I loved her armor. And she could be alive. She might have survived. Because, she might have had a jetpack in armor. We don't know. I hope she's back. Worst Doctor Who episode? Red Hill. Sylvester McCoy, where some aliens come. I don't know what the episode's called, but it's only a 2-part. Sylvester McCoy ends up in Butlins, and these aliens are on the holiday there, and they travel around space on a National Express sort of coach. And this other alien's trying to kill them all. It's crazy. I wasn't a big fan of that. But I'm only saying that off. That's just straight off my head. But there was some Matt Smith episodes I wasn't a real big fan of. I did like Matt Smith, but I found the writing let him down, for the episodes. Red Hot, no. I don't like it when Liam Neeson gets killed because he's so cool. I did like, they should have gone into the next movie and got killed. But should they have killed Samuel L. Jackson off as well? And did he beat the Emperor? That's the one I put to you. Did Samuel L. Jackson, one of the coolest people in the world, did he defeat the Emperor? Or was the Emperor just leading him on to get Anakin to turn? Yeah, I know, but look at Yoda. Jed, look at Yoda. He was 1,000-year-old and he was vastly powerful. So I think, he had that big fight with Palpatine, didn't he? Sidious. So I suppose when, things with certain Jedis, if they're like old wise masters, they have a lot of power, don't they? But it's different for Jedis how they use the power. Hang on, Jen. Yeah, but Jane, when he was in Return of the Jedi, he just become a Jedi. Was still his power grows. It was like when Anakin. You see, Anakin was actually more powerful than the Emperor, Jane, right? And but when Obi-Wan defeated him, because Obi-Wan was more skilled, he was more disciplined, and that's why I think he defeated him. It's not about power; it's about how disciplined you are, isn't it? I think. When they had that fight with the Emperor, Luke was just coming into his prime. I think a couple of more years. I think old Luke was more powerful than Palpatine. But also it's about knowledge, isn't it, being a Jedi? It's how much knowledge and you know, but dark side there's quite a lot going on with all, you know, with Sith holocrons and mystics and all that. Hang on, Red Up. Christopher Lee was great in Star Wars. Should not have killed him more. Now, I felt poor Chris Lee, he had a bit of a bad year, didn't he? Because he got done in Lord of the Rings, didn't he? And then he got done in that. And I think there was another film where he got done. He played these massive roles and he got killed. Yet again, he was Dracula, do you know? And he got done as Dracula quite a lot, didn't he? So... you see, thing is, I've got these books about Jedi and Sith, Jane, and I've got a Sith holocron, which is like meant to contain all information. But Jane, did you watch Clone Wars, the cartoon series? That really went into a lot of it. You know, if you haven't seen it, I do recommend you watch Clone Wars. They have made a new season. It's coming out, I think, in October. And Rebels as well. I'm a big fan of Rebels. It's a shame that's finished. So I love Admiral Thrawn. Do you guys like Admiral Thrawn? Oh, Jane, I won't spoil it for you. Because, see, when you get to season 6 of Clone Wars, there's so much, like, there's some real off-the-charts episodes about the Force. And I don't want to, honestly, because I was a bit wary about watching it. And then when I watched first season, and it was pretty, yeah, it's all right. And then I got back third season, I was completely hooked. And then obviously you go really into the old Force thing and that. It's a shame that the Jedi got done. They were so, you see, there's a lot of questions that did the Jedi deserve what happened to them? Because they did lose the way. Apparently, they lost the way. They got political. They weren't meant to. They were meant to be an example. But I do recommend it. Yes, yeah, it was, Jane, yeah. Old Kenobi, but he wanted to ascend to a spiritual being, become more powerful, which he did. You know, I hope we get the Kenobi movies as well. Red Hill, has Disney killed Star Wars? No. Just because of one bad movie, no. I think the fan base on some level has been very unfair to Star Wars. I do. You're talking about a franchise. I mean, a lot of people didn't like the prequels and they gave them. I mean, Phantom Menace, they gave that a bad time, didn't they? The only gleaming thing of Phantom Menace was Darth Maul, you know, but we had to start there to get into the story. By the time we got to the final part of it, it was marvelous. But no, I think they need to clean house. I think is it Dinola, him who does the cartoon series. I think he's getting involved in it now. Finola or something. Forgot his name. But yeah, Jane, if you go on YouTube, type in Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi just finishes him off in 4 moves. It's on YouTube. It's in Rebels. I'll try and post the link if I can. Did you read up? Yes, and I liked the pod racing. Oh, was it on PlayStation 1? Or was it PS2? I had pod racing, the game. I loved it. Yeah. Pod racing's awesome. Right. Yeah. No. Definitely. I don't know. I think Star Wars, it can be saved. Get a new director in, clean the storylines up. I think you get the right people in. I think the actors, you know, I don't even mind Kylo Ren. I think Daniel, I think he's a really good actor. You know, I even like the characters like Finn. I love BB-8. I think the first one had that feel of it, and I think the went somewhere where they shouldn't have gone with the second one. Daniel, new startup fans, old startup fans have to learn to get along. They are so parallel. New startup fan want lots of action adventure, not much talk, but old fans want lots of talk. And they argue about this. No, I think with the original series, Daniel, I think that with TOS, he set a precedent. You know, it did. There's some classic episodes in that challenge society. You know, we can't have laser guns and phasers every week slaughtering Klingons. Then we just might as well just have an action war series, you know. Star Trek's about a message for the future, and I think a lot of fan base have sort of drifted from that. I'm an old Trekkie, so I go with TOS. I think Deep Space Nine put it all in beautifully. You've got the feel of the classic, like with the Cisco and the Stars episode where he's in a mental asylum and he thinks Deep Space Nine, you know, is writing it, and science fiction writer back in the 50s. You know, there's some fantastic episodes with very powerful messages. I think you can have a mixture of everything. And I think in Discovery, there was a lot of action. It was very intense. It was like Battlestar Galactica at some point. But you remember the episode where they beamed down to that planet with them blue energy beams? That was the spirit of episode Star Trek. Star Trek covers so much. And to be honest, Daniel, I got a lot of comments, and everybody I meet, they don't argue about it. Some people have got their personal, some people don't like it. I've got a friend who don't like Enterprise. He absolutely loves it, and he will defend his position on it. I thought Enterprise had potential. It did. If Enterprise had gone to season 5, I think we'd have been dealing with a really classic series now. Season 4 were marvellous, but it had to grow. Yeah, well, Mr. W, I do agree with you're right in what you say there. But I will say I've got issues with Kelvin Timeline. I like the first film. I thought was great. I really did, because I like Chris Pine, Carl Urban, and Zachary Quinn. I think the three of them playing the men were absolutely superb. How he played McCoy. You know, I really think Leonard Nimoy said when he watched him play, he said it was like taking him back. You know, they had it right, and then Darkness came, and it was just ridiculous. It was like Into Darkness just put all this like rubbish together, and all that with Spock shouting Khan and all that. If you're gonna do it, then do your own thing. Don't remake a classic, because you can't touch it. J. James casted the French Star Wars soundtrack, Kerry Russell, and now Dominic Monaghan. All right, that's interesting. I do like Simon Pegg though, Jen. I really do like Simon Pegg. I'm a big fan of Spaced. You know, in my younger years, Space was big viewing for me. I could also, at that time, I could relate my life to it. And you know, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg is superb. But we'll have to wait and see. I hope Chris Pine is back. I did like Star Trek Beyond. It was better, but it flopped at cinema. I just think we need to. I think you've got to move forward now. I mean, how many remakes are we going to have? Look, Picard coming back is good, because with Picard coming back, it's not a secret. It's not a remake. We're moving into somebody's character 20 years later. You know, it's not if they're going to remake the entire Next Generation. There's just no point. I don't want remakes. I don't mind bringing characters back. It's like the Buffy reboot, what we're on about. Should they be doing this? I mean, you know, why not go for a character in Buffy and see where, like, Buffy's 20 years later? You know, instead of a reboot, it's the same thing. Yeah, I agree, Jane, yeah. Well, Tom Cruise could be the next Green Lantern, and I'm being serious. You know, it'd be like, Where's Green Lantern? You know, you know. Yeah, but it seriously might be up for Green Lantern. It's looking that way with DCU. Martin, did you know that in Enterprise William Shatner? Yes, I did, Daniel. Yeah, I did. They were going to find him on a prison planet. He's come back in time to kickstart the Empire. Yeah, it would have been amazing to have seen that, but he wanted so much money, so they didn't star him. Yes, he did. Yeah, because Evil Kurt gets because apparently the Tantalus field never killed people. It sent them off to another place, but in time in the past, in a parallel universe. I mean, how cool is that? Oh yeah, it would. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, it is a great start to how they created the Empire in the Mirror Universe, especially with the Mirror Darkly. But Daniel, yeah, they would have used William Shatner. I would have liked to have seen that. I really would. Yeah, I agree with W. Kelvin timeline. I mean, maybe number 4 can restore it. I just found with second one it killed it for me. I'm not knocking the actors because they don't write it, and I love Benedict Cumberbatch. Red Hulk. Did I like the Hulk movies? I thought the first one was crap. You remember the first one with Eric Banner? That was terrible. And then they brought the Hulk into mainstream. The Hulk movie after Iron Man. Is it? I forgot his name now. He was in History American X. I forgot his name. He was good. He even looked like the original from the TV series, didn't he? But yeah, I like that. When he fought the Abomination, not a problem. Liked it. But I prefer the Hulk in. I like the Hulk in the Avengers, and I loved him in Thor Ragnarok. It was brilliant. Did you like Daniel? Hang on, Daniel. The sort of would have been the Tantalus film was sent mirror to the Prime Universe. What I say. Yeah, well, I won't get. I'm sorry, I've met William Shatner a couple of times. Look, he's a bit. It depends if you catch him on a good day. He's not so bad, but he's known for being a bit funny with people, and he's just out for money. I'd rather stick to Captain Kirk, the character. I used to collect autographs when I used to go to conventions years ago and buy autographs, but I've stopped now. I've not really bothered. There's one or two I like and I've met, but you know. Jane, do you remember the Beano book? You mean the annuals that come out at Christmas? I used to get the comic when I was a kid. Parents used to get me the annual every year. But I'm trying to think of that. I remember there were Dennis the Menace, the Softies, Nasher. Oh, what else? Well, Pete's Pockets and Minnie the Minx. No, were Minnie the Minx in Dandy? You know, but I think the ones crossed them over as well, didn't they? Were Corky Cat as well. Trying to remember who were in Beano. I was in the Beano Dennis the Menace fan club. I had the badge with the Nasher and the ice and the secret password. I can tell you the password from the Dennis the Menace fan club. Ding dong. So I said to you, Jane, ding, and you said to me, dong. That was so you knew you were members of the Dennis the Menace fan club. Red Hill. Apparently, there were plans and Deep Space Nine as well, but Enterprise, because of what they filmed it on, were more modern, so it was easy to convert to Blu-ray. Next Generation spent a fortune cleaning it, because I've got Next Gen on Blu-ray, and it is a big difference from your standard DVD. You see more lights on the Enterprise and stuff, and it's more clarity. But it cost a fortune to do it, and when they released it, people's only like certain people bought it. It didn't sell. I don't think it sold as well because Paramount for over 10, 15 years were just re-releasing new box sets with different covers, probably with an extra documentary on it. And how many copies do you want of the same TV series? So it didn't sell. So any plans for DS9 and Voyager just didn't go through. But I think a lot because there is a big push to get Deep Space Nine. More people want DS9 done on Blu-ray. I think because it's a saga. But there's a documentary a fan-based documentary. It's out, I think it's out in November. The story of Deep Space Nine. They've raised a lot of money for it. They've interviewed, and it's gone into the old story of Deep Space Nine. Because do you know the ending, what they wanted planned for Deep Space Nine, but they never went with it, and I'm glad they didn't, right? Because in the final episode, do you remember the episode with Cisco, like I just said about him being in an asylum in the 50s, and the power raves are trying to break him? Well, it all ends up where Deep Space Nine were in the imaginings of that science fiction character. That's how they wanted to end it, but it caused a bit of an uproar with the rest of producers, and they said you can't do that, because if you do that, then that means all of it has just been, well, it's been in this guy's imagination from Kirk all the way up. Because don't forget the final episode of Enterprise, you know, I know, so with the old series of Riker just watching a holodeck, you know, that's the big argument. I think we just used it as one episode where he had to deal with Pegasus thing. But that shouldn't have been the final episode. They could have put that in earlier in the series. It was an insult to the cast of Enterprise, that was. I'm not blaming Riker. It's Jonathan Frakes. But they should have done that. They should have had their own way out, their own sort of final episode. Right. Start Red Over. I've owned the entire Star Trek collection on VHS, all of it. But I did like Betamax. We had a Betamax player when I was growing up. The tapes were cooler, looked smaller, weren't they? Is this Star Trek Discovery was just sued for plagiarism? All right, I'll have to look into that, Daniel. Let me get some information on that, and I'll let you know what I think. Right, do you remember looking? Oh, yes, I do, Red Oak. I used to buy it every week. I remember Battlestar storyline in looking. Jane, I remember school, my friends. Hate the food. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to go out to the shop. I used to get dinner money. I never had food at school. I used to go to Chippy. Because they used to let you out at dinner time at high school. Food was disgusting at school. Matt, have you ever met any celebrity film stars who are horrible? William Shatner, I've met quite a few actually over the years. Not horrible, but being a bit funny, you know. And you've wanted to say something, but I ain't bothered. The prophets, they could travel through time and space, and they made Cisco like them. But Cisco's half a prophet now, yeah. But apparently in the books that continued DS9, he does come back. But I find that pointless because the prophets are up there. Well, are the prophets as powerful as the Q? Because the Q are the most powerful race in the Star Trek universe. I mean, they're, you know, so, but in the books, there's something above them or something. They're stuck by very tight rules and how they're meant to behave. Yeah, again, Q does say in one episode that when they find a human Q on the Enterprise, when they come for her, they said they can't have beings walking and running around the universe doing what they want. There's rules for omnipotent entities. Also, do you remember Star Trek 5 when they go looking for God? To Chakari and all that, and they go there and you see that big entity with a big blue head. Well, the Q trapped that there. And also the big energy barrier around the galaxy, that's the Q. They put it there to keep something out. But that is not officially canon. That is in the books. So, you know, could be wrong. Right, Red Oak. Christopher Eccleston was charging. Yeah, well, Red Oak, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying £95 for him. I had 20, but 95 quid, not paying it. Yeah, that's disgusting. I were at Comic Con when he were there. £95 charging for him. That just on the Showmasters would mind me like taking the piss. Red Up, should I buy Star Trek animated series on Blu-ray? I have. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've got it on Blu-ray, but It's a lot clearer, and you get some extra documentaries which are cooler. But I wouldn't pay. I got mine. I picked mine up in Computer Exchange. I'm not going in like HMV and paying full whack for that. No, that's the trouble. The problem was with Star Trek over years when they stopped making it all for about 12 for a long time. They were just releasing new boxes with the same stuff in, and that I just don't think they should do that. I mean, how many versions of original series have been released? I think that I'll tell you what they did do good. Star Trek TOS, when they brought it out on Blu-ray and redid all the special effects on it, I thought that were brilliant. Mine to change. I got Jaws for £18 at CEX. Yeah, I paid £6 for mine. Yeah, definitely done. Yeah, it was a queue. Yeah. Yeah, what does God need with a starship? Excuse me. Why does God need a starship? It's like, why do you need a bus? To get home. Have you? No, I haven't, Jane. I don't think so. Have you seen Mum and Dad Save the World? No, I don't think so. Daniel, considering probably took Voyager Next Generation 7 years to get home, that was revealed. However, it's that at 5. Took them a few minutes to get. Well, they did. Special effects. I can't answer that. They had super hyper transwarp cosmic drive and got there. Oh, they just did a Thanos and snapped their finger. That's what Q does. I remember Catweasel. He looked like he was on drugs all the time. There was some weird fella living in a hut out in Forest. He looked like he was hammered half at the time. If you met him today, you'd be calling police. There's a man living in my garden called Catweasel. He's just appeared. Well, Daniel, I don't think I think it took them a few weeks to get there. But the center of the galaxy is different to the barrier, the Great Energy Barrier. In the Star Trek universe, there's 2 energy barriers. There's one around the galaxy, and then there's like one at center or near center, and that's where the entity is. There's 2 energy barriers. I get Pipkin the Rabbit and all that. I remember that. Yeah. Inspector on the Buses. Is that a sequel to On the Buses with Blakey? Jane. I'll Inspector on the Buses. Did Blakey get his own series then? If he did, I'm definitely going to have to check that out. I liked the Blade Runner remake. I thought it was a very intelligent film. I thought it was a fitting sequel. And everybody panned it, but it's long going. But I really enjoyed it. It's a shame we're not going to get a third part to installment. Have you seen that Carbon TV series on Red Hulk? Have you seen that Carbon series on Netflix? That's like sort of like Blade Runner. It reminds me of that sort of world. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to try Inspector on the Buses. Is it on YouTube? Honest, Mr. W, I really enjoyed the new Blade Runner. I really did. It flopped, and everybody gave it a bad time. I thought it was, even the Vangelis soundtracks in it were just amazing. Yeah, Daniel, it will be because, I mean, people change, don't they? I mean, you want the same person 20 years ago. Nor was I. I mean, what we know, what he's been through. Don't forget, he was in Dominion War, so that'll have had an effect. Changed Starfleet forever, did Dominion War. He fought the bomb. There's experiences. He might be married. He might be divorced. things have happened. He might have lost somebody. All kinds of things will have happened to him. You know, he just can't put on his tight spandex suit and go, engage number one. You know, he can't do that anymore. I think the man will have lived and had a life by now. I hope he's married. That should be good. Because his character, he always wanted to be married, didn't he? Because that was the price of being a captain, that he took that position, you know. But towards the end of next gen, he started warming up to people. That's how I love Captain Picard. I really do. Patrick Stewart, I've met him. Superb. He's a gentleman through and through. And he's from Yorkshire. Martin, oh, please, Renault, not the you're in Chewbacca's family. Oh God, no, not the please, not the Christmas special. Yeah, it's all right. It's good fun, isn't it, really? It's harmless good fun. I'll admit that live on air. I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll be like a mentor character to a new crew, Daniel. Which I don't mind that. Yes, Jane, that is one strange series, The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin. When it starts off at the beginning, he's taking his clothes off and he runs off into the sea. That was just so weird. Do you remember Butterflies as well? Do you remember Butterflies? That was a strange one. On BBC Two. That, because when Reginald Perrin were on, Butterflies were on after. I've got them, Daniel. No, I'm reading Thrawn at the moment, but I've got the Destiny novels. I've actually downloaded them to my tablet. Did it? Oh yeah, of course. Starsky. Do you remember one where they took on Dracula, and it was John Saxon who thought he was a vampire running around in a cape, and they thought he was a vampire. Classic Starsky and Hutch v Dracula. I'll never forget that. Right then, guys, I'm going to have to go. I think it's time for me to go because I've got to get on, I suppose. Right, guys, I'm going to try and do this twice a week. You know, it's good fun. But I will still be releasing reviews. But I will be on, I don't know. Guys, what is it? If you press the notification button in the corner, then you'll know when I'm on live. I'm only saying that because other YouTubers say it. So, yeah, that'll be great. But honestly, I've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed having this chat. Jane, Redall, Daniel, Mr. W, Robocop, everybody on it. You've all been marvelous. It's like we start off with a conversation about Buffy, and then we end up like into all kinds of cult TV, and I love it. Yes, Jay, George, and Mildred. That were a spin-off, wasn't it, from Man About the House? You know, I do you remember Richard O'Sullivan? He read the news recently. I think he's in No People's Home now. Richard O'Sullivan. Yes, Star Trek Destiny. You mean the awesome? That went over 4 or 5 books, wasn't it? About the Borg invasion, but the Borg got wiped out at the end of it by the original race that created them. Sorry, I've read it. Yeah, I've read a lot of it. I love Robin's Nest. He actually married her, didn't he? Because I think she were going out. Tessa, I forgot her name now, but she were seeing Tony Blackburn. Then she met him on Robin's Nest. Yeah. Right, guys, I'm gonna have to go. So press the notification button. I'd love to, thank you for watching. It's been great. I will try and do like longer, but it's all new to me. And so, right, guys, have a great bank holiday and live long and prosper. So that's it. Any questions? Definitely let me know what you want to talk about on next one, and I'll dig up some info and we'll see where it goes. This conversation. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll try and get on. I can't do Tuesday because I'm out. Wednesday, I'll come on Wednesday night about 7 o'clock again. Definitely Wednesday. Right, Wednesday I will be on air at 7. All right, guys, live long and prosper, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.